In the world of trucking, few names were as big as Celadon. At its peak, this company was one of North America's largest freight carriers, handling thousands of cross-border shipments every year. But in December 2019, Celadon collapsed in what became the largest trucking bankruptcy in U.S. history. How did this industry giant go from the top of the game to total ruin? Let's find out. Celadon Group was founded in 1985 with a vision: to be a dominant force in cross-border trucking. Its specialty? Handling freight between the US, Canada, and Mexico. With the signing of NAFTA in 1994, international trade exploded, and Celadon was perfectly positioned to capitalize on it. By 2009, Celadon was listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and its fleet had grown to over 2,700 trucks and 2,500 drivers. The company was seen as a powerhouse, even acquiring smaller fleets to expand its dominance. But things weren't as perfect as they seemed. By the late 2010s, the trucking industry faced several challenges: rising costs, driver shortages, and increased competition. While these were issues all trucking companies faced, Celadon had an even bigger problem: financial mismanagement. In 2017, Celadon revealed it had overstated profits by nearly $60 million, triggering an investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Its stock plummeted and the company struggled to regain investor confidence. Behind the scenes, Celadon's executives were inflating the values of their trucks to hide financial losses. William Meek, the company's chief operating officer, and Bobby Peevler, the chief financial officer, were eventually charged with fraud. This wasn't just a minor accounting mistake, it was a multi-million-dollar cover-up. With millions lost, investors pulling out, and trust destroyed, Celadon had no way out. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on December 9, 2019, effectively shutting down overnight. When Celadon shut down, over 5,500 employees lost their jobs, including 2,500 truck drivers. Worse, many of these drivers were left stranded on the road with no fuel or company support. It was a nightmare scenario. Drivers reported being abandoned with no way to get home. The trucking industry was shocked. No one expected a company as big as Celadon to collapse so suddenly. With Celadon gone, other trucking companies like CFI and PAM Transport absorbed its market share. Some former Celadon drivers were quickly recruited by competitors, but for many, the damage was already done. Celadon's bankruptcy left behind a legal mess. Laid-off workers pursued lawsuits, and former executives faced prison time. In the end, Celadon became a cautionary tale of what happens when fraud and mismanagement collide with a volatile industry. Celadon was once a shining star in trucking, a company that dominated North American roads. But behind the scenes, financial deception led to its downfall. What